Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown,
the unofficial sumo podcast
for official sumo fans.
Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown. This is Jake.
This is Mac.
And we are joined by the hero, the savior of the United States World Games experience, Brenda Velasco. Brenda, how are you doing today?
Good. How's everybody doing over there?
We're doing very nicely. And in part, thanks to you and your, I'm sure, very sore arms for holding up the camera to stream all day long. Oh, man. Yeah. So just a quick background on that before I ask you how it went. But the World Games that just happened here on July 9th, they've got some video coverage somewhere out there in the ether that you can look back on. Yeah. Go check out Sumo Punx on YouTube. They got a bunch of it saved. But the preliminary matches, they just weren't even televised. There was nothing. So we get there the day of and we realize, oh no, well, not we get there, but the team arrives and they're like, oh, well, what do we do? How are we going to see the Americans on TV? And Brenda's like, I have an idea. I can stream it all day long on Instagram. And it worked beautifully.
It worked.
Yes. So thank you again. And thank you for the sacrifice of your phone battery and your data, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, actually, shout out to Dennis, the outside chef for the team, because he came over and he gave us the Wi-Fi password. So I didn't even have to use my data.
Excellent.
There you go.
I was already prepared. I had a battery pack fully charged. And so I was like, let's do this. Let's see how long it lasts. And thankfully it lasted the whole day. My arm is a little bit sore, but not as sore as my throat because I was screaming all day long.
I bet.
Like by the second day, Lady Galindo was like, I have a tripod. And I was like, thank you. My arm. So it was also a little bit of a, better camera, not shaking all over the place.
The shaking was part of
but
the
still,
fun.
MVP.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, because the other big story to come out of the World Games is, unfortunately, we did not get any medals this year. And what really sucked about that preliminaries not being streamed is we didn't really have very many people get out of the preliminaries.
Right.
So had we only just sat around on our butts waiting for the live the TV coverage, we would have only gotten to see Eros on day one, which was awesome because she kicked a lot of butt on that first day. But yeah, it was frustrating, and you really saved the day for a lot of us who wanted to see our teammates and wanted to watch Team USA defend the home turf.
It was really frustrating for me because I was looking for clear video of Kelly so that I could post it and share it, and I had to end up with my own or with other people that were there. Actually, Tennessee Sumo recorded a bunch of them, and I was able to share them on Instagram. They sent it to Kelly, and it was awesome. But nice. Yeah, unfortunately, we're ultimately just left with my shaky video. Everybody watched. At one point I had maybe 28 people watching, and I was like, oh, that's a lot of followers. But everybody's here for Sumo, everybody's here for the team, and it was great.
Yeah, all worth it.
It was a lot of fun talking crap on Instagram comments with the rest of the team too. Oh man.
Well, for those who don't know, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, who the heck are you?
Brenda. I live in the LA area, and I'm Kelly's fiance. So I show up at every practice at Yamamoto Sumo Dojo. I do the warm-ups, but I don't actually wrestle.
Oh, something to work on.
I did try it a couple times, but both times that it happened, the first time I tore my meniscus.
Ow.
And the second time, maybe a year later, I hyperextended my knee. So it's been kind of
okay, you're done. You're done too. Nope.
So it's tough for me, but I find my way to make myself useful. I help fold the mats and sweep them and tie the washies. So I'm there.
Oh, it's And we actually just talked to Kelly a couple of weeks ago. You could go check out that interview on our GSB backlog. But yeah, you're still like part of the club. You still travel a lot with with Kelly and the rest of the team. I couldn't find mine on short notice because I forgot about it. But Mac, you got your bracelet.
Oh, you mean this that I wear every day?
That's right. First time we got the chance to meet you was when we were in Vegas, and yeah, you had Mawashi string bracelets. That was really cool.
It's one of my favorite things. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a Mawashi string bracelet. I
guarantee I'm gonna find mine like the second we stop recording, but whatever. But yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with doing sumo for fitness and for the hell of it. Like, I mean,
oh yeah.
But yeah, so you travel with Yamamoto. Tell us a little bit more about your club and the guys that you went to Birmingham with.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we try to like do the trip together. So it was the Galindo, so your lady Galindo, Jose Galindo, Kelly and I, and the Crooks, so Jenny Crook and Josh Crook, her son, and Amanda Crook, who were trying to get into sumo as a lightweight woman. And we flew into Atlanta, and the Crooks drove separately. They got there before we did because we had an Airbnb in Birmingham. So like Kelly and I, we got there early and we went to enjoy the Georgia Aquarium for a little while. And came back around and picked up the Galindos and the De La Torres. So we took we rented a van and we drove ourselves to Birmingham, and it was really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. And so the next day we took them to check in, and that's when I started sneaking into places.
I'm just imagining you just like, and just crawling in. I'm here. We're good.
I'm with the team, of course.
Exactly.
Excuse me, and they just let me through, so it kind of worked. Must have been they were like, oh yeah, she's legit, and they just let me through.
Perfect.
Yeah, I've learned that just confidence and like picking a group to pretend you're part of, that'll get you pretty far in life. In most places it'll get you through the door. But yeah, so the day of when other than the streaming, of course, tell us a little bit about the venue. I do remember hearing on the stream that one of the biggest issues was there was just no food.
Oh, that was the first day. Yeah.
That was the first day?
It was the very first day, and I think it was like through all the matches. I think it wasn't even like the end of the first session. Some people went to look for food, and there was no food at all. And all of the concessions were sold out. None of the athletes had food, and so an official had to go back there and order food for them. And eventually there was like a box of like half-eaten pizza that trickled down to us, and we each had a slice, and we were so happy because we were all starving.
But, this is a sumo
at the sumo event.
A sumo event.
You have big people to feed. I don't understand.
Like out of all the places in the entire world to be low on food, I feel like a sumo wrestling event is like one of the worst places for that to happen.
Yeah, it's asking everybody like, hey, do you have snacks in your bag? Like, can we like give some to the athletes, because the athletes were hungry and the coaches were hungry. Oh, dude, I felt so bad for Yama. Yama must have like gone so hungry for like 6 hours, just like sitting there and trying to figure out the brackets. And like his wife Megan popped up on the stream at one point and like, oh, Yama's hungry. Like everybody, like my Yama.
We're all hungry.
Yeah.
We have this like a bar, and she was trying to share with people, and then eventually the pizza came out and everybody was happy.
Yeah.
And the second day, I feel like they learned because they had a lot more food. And so they started early with big bags of snacks that they were like distributing amongst the athletes. And we got a couple of them as well. And they had more food boxes that were left over from the VIP room, but at least nobody went hungry that day. Everybody was there to have a good time.
Yeah. No, that's, I just can't get over that. That seems like 101, right?
Pretty bad.
What else about so on your stream we can kind of see like the angle that you had from you were kind of like on the, what would that have been, the west side, I guess, looking kind of side on though from
yeah, I think it was the website, like the west side, sorry, like I don't remember because so many things happened that day. But I guess if I looked straight on to my right would be like the judges table, and then it was like a bowl because the stage was behind the judges table, and that's where all the athletes were, like warming up and had their setup. And so I was able, we were able to get seats at the very, very front of that. I don't know. What would you call that?
There was like a step up, there was like the floor seats, and then you were like in the front of the bleachers area, right? So you were kind of like up above the people in front of you.
Yes, exactly. And so at least I had like a little ledge that I could rest my phone on. So okay, this is like stabilizing for me, and like we had this flag, and we had the flag like set up right underneath it, so everybody could like come underneath us without blocking it too much. But it kind of like, people walk by. Some of the views got blocked eventually, but I had a pretty close view, and I could zoom it in so that I could see like, people's feet, try to like around the Tawara to see like if they stepped out or not. And I also had a pretty good view of like the main screen where they were doing the replay, so that I could switch back and forth and we could watch the replay.
That was really cool. Once
Awesome.
once you got the rhythm of figuring out how quickly they would show the replays and stuff like that, learning on the job. But yeah, I think you did a great job as as the camera operator.
It was definitely learning on the go.
Yeah,
that's the best type of learning.
So there was one funny story that Angel made sure to have us ask you about backstage. Maybe it was kind of a tough day for the team, but you went back there and decided you needed to motivate.
Yeah. So I don't remember who I was talking to. Obviously Angel, because he remembers. And like the day before, I was wearing my Mighty Ducks shirt because I'm a huge Anaheim Ducks fan. And so I was like, come on, guys. It's like the Mighty Ducks movie. Quack, quack. Like, ducks fly together. It's back from like the bottom of the food chain, and you guys got to fight your way up. But you can do it. I believe in you. And I just started quacking.
That's awesome.
But,
Yeah, the quack chant. Oh, man.
That was the movie when we were little. It's like that movie rocked.
I was from like 2 suburbs over in Minnesota from where that movie was supposed to take place. Like it's very near and dear to my heart. So I can appreciate a good Mighty Duck hype chant. That's the good stuff.
And a hockey reference.
So I did want to ask you about the goodies that you brought home, because you made sure to introduce yourself to as many people as you could. Show us that t-shirt.
That's one of the things I love about Brenda. She's just like, hi, how are you? I'm like, oh, you're delightful.
I'm Brenda. Would you like to talk about sumo and sign my shirt?
So I had this idea a couple months back because I actually had to buy the shirt pretty early on. It was sold out at the event.
Ooh, good thinking.
Figures, yep.
And so I kind of got this shirt signed by the whole US.
So cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Including Mayor Woodfin, the mayor of Birmingham.
Nice.
How'd you get that?
So the first day when they went to practice, and I was able to like get myself in.
Sly Coopered yourself in.
Right, of course.
There was Mayor Woodfin having an interview for TV, and I approached one of his attendants that was waiting there. I was like, hey, could Mayor Woodfin get a picture with the US sumo team? And they were like, well, if you can gather all the team together by the time that he finished the interview, he's down. And so I ran back and I was like, do you guys want to take a picture with me? And they were like, oh yeah, cool. And then we all like ran over and we waited for him, and he was really awesome. He took a picture with everybody. He took another with JJ, like Justin Jones, and Justin Kizzard, I believe. He was a really delightful guy. Like he went to all the events. Like we ran into him later on when we went to see karate. So it was awesome. And so like now Kelly has like awesome memories right here. Like, and then I was able to make friends with a lot of the international competitors as well.
Ooh.
the Spanish speaking ones. Moyer Santillán from Argentina. Hola. And then so we got like our Japanese friends, our Polish friends, Ukrainian friends, and Mr. Backflip from Egypt.
That's his name now, just Mr. Backflip.
Yeah,
Steve.
that's so cool. Yeah, you know, I mean, we had to talk about it at some point. Should we talk about the backflip?
Why not? She mentioned him.
So I mean, I don't want to spend too much time on it because, you know, it doesn't really give the sport a great you know, it wasn't our finest moment for the sumo event. But quick summary: an Egyptian guy who ended up going on to win. He won the men's lightweight gold medal match fair and square. This is Abdelrahim El Sefi. And sorry, I knew I was going to butcher the name, so I had to make sure that I got the bracket up so I could at least read
so
it.
you can at least see it.
Abdelrahim El Sefi. So he won the gold medal match fair and square, perfect clean finish. And then to celebrate, immediately does a backflip right on the dohyo before the ref even announced the results or anything like that.
Ooh.
And so the ref just glares him cold in the eye and awards the win to the other guy. I don't know about that one, but I certainly know that the Egyptian team had some strong feelings about that, including former professional Maegashira Osuna Arashi, who was in attendance as a coach.
Yes.
Had some words for some people. Judges discussed it, and the decision they came to, which I'm still not positive I understand, was they were going to do a rematch for the
How
gold
does that
medal.
constitute a Tori Naosh?
I'm not quite sure.
I don't get that.
But Abdelrahman, God, I think I'm saying it wrong again. Anyways, and I'm looking at it. Abdelrahman,
Forgive us.
he still won, but they had to go to the replay because it was a close one that time.
Oh,
And then he did get awarded his gold medal, but then the Egyptian team was kicked out for the open weight. So that was the brief summary of events. I'm sure you can find some video of it somewhere if you're super interested, but tell us a little bit about the atmosphere in the arena, Brenda, because I'm sure it was, even from thousands of miles away, it looked pretty tense.
Quite electrifying.
Yeah.
It was tense, and then Birmingham Police Department was there just in case. But actually, the crowd was behind him 100% because it was like a clear win the first time around. So he was trying. Osuna Arashi was trying to get the crowd to go Egypt, Egypt, and some people were into it. And once they finally gave him the medal after the Torinoshi, they were clapping for him. Everybody was excited for him. So it went well. I think it was just, so many emotions at once for everybody. The room was kind of warm. There was no food. So the hunger might have played into it. People
Emotions running high.
Yeah,
man.
the crowd was looking for an excuse to riot, right?
So, it was fun. It's a good memory. I can tell people that when it happened.
Oh, man.
But yeah, everyone was supporting the I can't pronounce his name either.
Abdelrahman El Sefi.
Egyptian backflip
There you go.
guy.
Mr. Backflip.
Mr. Backflip.
Mr. Backflip.
Oh. Yeah, no, it was, I cannot imagine it absolutely would have escalated if they didn't give him the rematch or if he didn't win the rematch. Oh, in the moment though, when the rematch was close and they went to replay, some part of me was like, another rematch. It's got to be too close. You got to do another rematch.
Do it.
Feed the drama.
Again. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, but yeah, that's definitely one of the big stories. And I think I think a lot of the takes, the hot takes, the cold takes, or whatever in the coming days will be a lot about the differences between pro sumo and amateur sumo. And pro sumo, of course, that would be like unthinkable, right?
Really?
That guy banished from Japan. But like in amateur sumo, it's you're not living in a stable. You're not like it's not like it's still sumo. It's still Japan's national sport, but it's like a little less
Sumo
formal.
light.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Sumo light.
But either way, yeah. Did you run into any of the guys after that, or did you hear what what happened after that? Did they have other guys in other divisions and stuff?
No, there was just a lot of abai wins. Like that was already the end of like the lightweight division.
Mm-hmm.
And so for the next day for open weight, none of the Egyptians were there.
Right.
Because I believe they were just like, kicked out of the rest of the competition. And there was a lot of people with injuries. So luckily for us, we had a lot of abai wins, and there was a lot of spots where like USA was able to move up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I didn't see anybody in the Egyptian team after that.
I gotcha. Yeah,
Mhm.
I especially if you are if your actions result in the police showing up to a sumo wrestling event, yeah, I imagine that they were probably kicked out.
Yeah, done after that.
But yeah, so as far as American results go, though, like I said, it was a tough day at the office, but we did get a couple. So correct me if I'm wrong or if I miss anybody, but in our weight classes, in the light, middle, and heavyweight, we got a win. Jordan Karst got a win
Yes.
over Mongolia. That was a great one. Was that the one where it wasn't a full on henka? He did like the hit and then the slip.
The henka no henka.
Yeah,
Okay.
and slipped him.
Him so good.
Yeah.
He was and then he did it with class. Like his face was just like so like into it. I love Jordan.
He's only been doing sumo, I think, let's see, so maybe 8 months now.
Yeah, 8 months. If that Vegas was his first tournament ever.
Yeah, and the weekend before we left for Birmingham, he actually came to train with us.
Oh, cool.
So he was there for 2 days, and so that's like the most sumo that he's done.
Yeah,
he's like amazing. He's so strong and quick. And he uses a lot of his wrestling background to help him out. And so he's just picking up like the little things like the chuchosu or to bow, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, Jordan. I pronounced your name incorrectly. It's actually reigning U.S. middleweight champion Jordan Karst. Sorry about that. I'm terrible with names today. But yeah, so that was, unfortunately, that was our only win in the weight classes for the men's divisions. They did do so in international competition, they do like a repechage, I believe is how you pronounce the word. It's a slightly different format than the double elimination that we do in pretty much all other amateur competitions. But effectively what it means is most people, I guess, get a chance at a second one, but you can't really control if you're going to get a second try to get in the bracket.
Right.
So
I think the person that beats you has to continue winning in order for you to move up. I'm not clear on the rules myself, because even Yama himself was like, I don't know the system. And I'm like, I can't help you. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Yama.
I do know that this is Cornelius Booker's favorite type of bracket. No, I'm kidding. He and I were talking about that a lot. He hates this style of bracket so much. But anyway, so some of our guys got 2 chances. Some of our guys only got 1. But regardless, the Jordan got a win in men's middleweight. Women's divisions were struggling a bit until our best division, women's heavyweight, showed up.
Brought the pain.
Yeah, I mean, like more so than the rest of the divisions for sure.
Yes, I was about to say, come on, I have to hype them up, Jake. Come on, we have to. This is positive.
So, yeah, in women's heavyweight, your lady got a win. She looked like Terano Fuji in her win too. She got like the double overhooks. Oh,
yeah, and like her and Yama had been working with it, trying to get her to tighten her grip at the right angle in the right spot, and so like you can see her readjust, and then she just charged and she drove through, and it was awesome. I got chills. Yeah,
no, it was so cool. Like it was. Because she's so tall. Like that's a great move for people that are tall, where they end up with the other guy getting under double unders. You know, you go over, and if you get it placed properly over the elbows or whatever, you know, you can. I could really see
clamp
the
them
pain.
down and you snap them.
I could really see the pain on that girl's face when she really clamped down.
Yeah.
And then Eros was in proper Eros Armstrong form, for sure. Got two just blast out wins, including one over Little Miss Sumo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. You just saw how come out. It was just so quickly. Arrow's like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, like she didn't like. I mean, like I said, we didn't get any medals. She didn't like. She did get beat in the later rounds, but like never by being outmuscled, because I don't think there are very many people on the planet that could outmuscle Eros.
That's for sure.
Yeah. But that was so that was our day one. And it wasn't great, but you know, we didn't get shut out by any means. And I think we learned a lot, because this was the first time going to World Games level competition for a lot of our guys.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, like what I enjoy most about it is that they lost, but this is fire for them for training for future competition, because you already see the hunger in their eyes. Like, no, for this time I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna train this way, and I'm gonna prepare myself, and like you can see it. Like they're hungry. They're coming here to win, and they're gonna be eating plain as beans.
Beans.
I could just like I didn't want to interrupt you. You were on a roll there, but I wanted to go quack, 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 quack. We're the underdogs. We're gonna get those cake eaters from Ukraine and Japan.
Oh, Jake, stretching on that one. Stretch. Stick with the quacking, man. Stick with the quacking.
Mighty Ducks is very near and dear to me.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways, but
feel bad about it. Cake is awesome.
Yeah, I never really understood that. Yeah, I mean, I want to be.
Why
a cake
wouldn't
eater,
you eat
cake?
cake?
Is great.
Why wouldn't you?
But anyways, that was our Saturday on July 9th. That was like the weight classes. We did have a little bit more success in the open weight, including Kelly got her win to round out the women's heavyweights as our top division in international competition this year.
Woo, Kelly.
Yeah, she's being nice, but she's just off camera, isn't she?
I was about to say she's being a little bashful, but yeah, there she is.
Oh man. But yeah, we got a couple more competitive wins. We got a lot of default wins, like you said, just because there were a lot of those to go around with people who weren't doing the open weight. But yeah, who else got a win on the open weight bracket? Let's see here. I'm pulling it up.
Oh yeah, Angel De La Torre.
That's right. Yeah, here he is. He got a win over Norway.
Yeah.
That was solid. And then yeah, okay, yeah, here it is. It just kind of worked out that Andrew Roden got like 4 in a row or something that were just all default wins. Oh, that was silly.
Like, you know, like, oh yeah.
I guess I win.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, and then I mean we got a few in the like I guess repechage bracket or whatever. But yeah, I think pretty much all of them unfortunately were default wins, but we did get to see some very cool sumo, that's for sure.
There was amazing sumo.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about that move. I'm really bad with the terminology for the kimarte, but when you pick someone up and you throw them above your head, and you got it like just at the perfect timing where your head doesn't touch the ground. It was like beautiful. I have never seen anything like that in like real life, like let alone in here. Like I feel like I could search it on YouTube and only find like maybe one video of it actually happening.
Yeah. I'm guessing, and I just so that I'm on the record with my guess, because Caleb, I'm sure, is going to correct me or something. I think it was one of the Kizori moves. It was a backward body drop.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I'm sure he'll, like I said, he'll correct me, but I think it might have been a kakezori. because I think like he started it with a little bit of a trip. I don't know. Anyways, that was probably the coolest individual move of the tournament. That's for sure.
Yeah, and there were so many close calls that like you had to zoom in into the replay to see like, oh, that heel is just like slightly touching the sand. Oh, then I kind of like forgot about the word mono-e for a second because I was just so excited from the screaming. I had to like turn off Gabe from like Grand Rapids Sumo, and like he couldn't remember either. And then I think it was you who reminded me all the mono-e words.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it could have been. Yeah, there was in that Instagram chat. That was, like I said, it was a ton of fun talking crap, and that's something that we got to make a tradition out of somehow or other. Getting everybody together in a chat room on that stuff. I like I said, I'm terrible with names, but there was one guy in particular that stood out to me that I thought was a ton of fun to watch. And that is Sviatoslav Semikris from Ukraine. You remember him?
Oh yeah. I think I had seen him before because he was at the US Open in 2019. And if you watch a video of just like the quick spits of like the open, he's the guy that like jumps out completely. He like leaps into the air so that the other person touches first, and he's like pretty much horizontal, and he's just like flying, and he looks he's so skilled.
And so slippery. He and I'm gonna call out Cornelius again. He mentioned like there was one match or in lightweight where he just got a Semikris. He just got like this beautiful Ashitori leg pick, and it was like, wow, that was so cool, that was so creative. And Cornelius goes, he does that every single time. And then I watched it, and it's like, yeah, he does. He at least tries it every single time.
It's Terrence Yoshi over and over again.
Yeah, but he's so good and so slippery that like even when it doesn't work, he's got more tricks in the bag, and he can like he's so like wily on defense that he would always like jump out of the way and have something else to come out. But no. He was a lot of fun. In men's heavyweight, we got to see the amateur Yokozuna, Hidetori Hinata. That was pretty cool. He ended up winning gold in the heavyweight, but I don't think he did open weight.
No, he was back there, but it makes me wonder if he just didn't want to get injured. I understand he's getting prepared to try out for NFL or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. He's so athletic. He could do any sport he wanted and probably be pretty successful, but I hope he sticks with sumo in some context or other. Yeah. And his teammate Daiki Nakamura ended up taking silver to him in heavyweight, but then got gold in open weight. That's another name to watch. I had not heard of him before this, but I certainly am paying attention to him now. He was really cool.
Yeah, he's a big guy. Like, I wonder if he'll make it to the pros one day.
He's
for sure.
Huge.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And one other name that I wanted to bring up as somebody that I found very memorable was the women's heavyweight winner from Ukraine. I don't want to butcher it again. Svetlana Yaromka. That's
Svetlana.
Svetlana. Yeah, one of the largest women I've ever seen in my life. Oh my God.
But powerful. Holy crap, yeah. Powerful.
No, she was built like and kind of wrestled like sometimes a female Takakeisho.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
That's a good comparison.
Yeah,
excellent comparison. And like we actually we got her Instagram and we started following her, and a lot of her pictures are from judo, so she has a judo background.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she's a black belt in judo, so she could probably toss you around the ring. Not
probably.
Just great, but with her technique as well.
Yeah, because I definitely noticed. I said like she sometimes wrestled like Takakeisho because she's strong as hell. But like even Takakeisho is one of those guys where once somebody grabs his belt, he's kind of done. But right. No, Svetlana was like, no, I can do this really well too.
Tochi vibes. It's like, nope, I got this. We're good. I'm just strong. I'm just going to use my strength.
Yeah, she ended up getting gold in heavyweight, and I think she got there it is. Yep, and she got bronze in open. So
yeah, because Khan beat her. Yeah, so okay, it was Ivana. She got gold, and then Khan Hiyori silver. Svetlana got bronze. Right, you're right. Yeah.
It like I'd say at least like 2/3 of the medals went to either Ukraine or Japan. It felt like, with like there was an Egypt sprinkled in there. There was I think a Mongolian or two, but yeah. What any other matches or wrestlers stand out to you guys just from being there in person or people you got to meet?
We actually thought that the Venezuelan heavyweight, I can't really think of her name. She had a very similar fighting style as Arrows. They're like, oh, that's Venezuelan Arrows, because they look very much about like the hand fighting.
Oh, okay.
And
The Supari.
Women, yeah.
Is that Esmeralda Cedeno?
I believe so. Yes.
I'm not an expert on flags, but I think that's Venezuela. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed on the streams. There was I can't remember who it was, but like you would call out people like, oh, that's Bootleg Angel.
There was Bootleg Angel, and then there was like Taipei Kelly and Japan Kelly, and then Real Kelly. Bootleg Angel, he was Rui from Brazil.
There you go.
You could only tell the difference by the tape. But if you hadn't paid attention to the tape, like, oh, it's Angel, it's Bootleg Angel. And like it actually happened to me where I shared a picture thinking it was Angel, and I sent it to him, and Angel was like, oh yeah, Rui fights really well. And I'm like, oh man.
Oh no. Oops. I thought this was you.
Like copy of Angel.
Oh man. Oh, that's hilarious. I'm gonna hold on to that one and tease you about that forever.
Yeah.
Oh well. Well, yeah. Anything else about the trip, or any other anything else that you wanted to share? Because like I just had a blast seeing like where our team is at compared to the rest of the world and what we got to work on. But yeah, being there
A lot.
I'm
We gotta
glad
work
that
on
it was
a
fun.
lot.
But yeah, was there anything else you wanted to share about the day?
You know, I was actually really, really glad about the amount of volunteers that showed up for the team, because it wasn't just like Dennis de Attaché. It was volunteers that were there with other teams that would help each other out to kind of like get the event going. So they were the ones showing up to like give people food when there was no
Pizza. We have pizza.
I believe Dennis actually did a coffee run for the team because somebody mentioned like, oh, I'm so tired, I would like some coffee. And Dennis drove out and got them coffee and donuts before the matches. So he was there to get them all ready. He got a bunch of pictures and video of the team during competition and on the sides. He drove them around to and from the airport, whoever needed a ride. Like they were just there. So shout out to like the entire like volunteer corps. Like,
Yeah.
Right on.
Giving them like,
The Army Corps Volunteers of Sumo.
Yeah, no, it was there were hiccups like there are at any sumo event, but like it overall, like once it was rolling, it was pretty efficient, and yeah, it definitely it was definitely cool to see how many people they had there, and how many people traveled with the team that were just doing it for fun, like Josh, like Gabe, a bunch of the guys from Mighty Eagle came out too, right?
Nicole was there from Mighty Eagle, Simon Lange.
Caleb was there with them too, right?
Mhm.
Tom Sable's wife Karen was there. Ben from Dark Circle Sumo.
And Marquez.
Yeah. So like it just kind of like made it feel like we weren't nationals, but like a larger scale.
Yeah. Very cool.
With people watching.
With everybody watching going, win.
Oh man.
It was kind of like I think it kind of played into the nerves a little bit, especially for Kelly. But by the second, they were just taking it all in and enjoying themselves, and especially I think they got to just like get rid of all that stress at the end of the competition, because we were actually allowed to like climb up on the dohyo.
Mhm.
And We were taking pictures and doing suriashi and just like messing around in it, like because we've never touched one before, so it was nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, and we were talking about that in that same chat about like, dang it, we got to get a clay dojo because we definitely struggled, at least in part, because the surface was not as familiar. So
Next big addition to all clubs in the U.S., a clay dojo.
yeah, we're calling you out, USSF. Let's see some of that money and put it towards some actual clay.
You want
right?
medals? This is what you got to do to get medals. We
Bingo.
need the proper training equipment, and that includes a 3-foot-high clay dojo to practice.
Bingo.
If you build it, they will come.
Yep, exactly.
You build it, the medals will come.
You heard it from Brenda. She's the one. She's leading the charge here. She's calling out the federation and all that. Oh well. So Brenda, if people are interested in finding you or finding your club, what is the best way to reach out to you guys?
Okay, so my Instagram is honeycrispound. I was like sharing it all over the place because I wanted everybody's like moms and sisters and everybody to come and like watch the stream.
Mhm.
And Yamamoto Sumo Dojo actually has Instagram and Facebook under Yamamoto Sumo Dojo.
Excellent.
So you can just search that on Google and it'll come up.
Right
Very
on.
cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Glad the travel went okay for you. And what I think needs to become our official final question: what is your karaoke showstopper song?
This is important.
We need to know. The people demand answers.
Well, I was kind of like saving it in my back pocket for a medal, but it didn't happen. So in the theme of Mighty Ducks, I'm going to say we're the champions.
There you go. That's
Very
a good. One.
Very good.
Who was that? Was that? I think it was Julian from Ronin Rikshi that I asked that, and I'm like, dang, we should ask everybody every single time.
Totally.
But yes, that's Honey Chris Pound is where you can find Brenda. Bunch of pictures from the day of the tournament, days of the tournament. And yeah, Yamamoto Sumo Dojo, biggest club in Los Angeles. So look them up. And thanks for joining us. This was a blast. I'm glad that we've seen you around a little bit, but I don't think we've had the chance to really get to know each other all that much.
Well, there's always time, you know.
Other than me yelling at her when we were in Utah going, Brenda, can you hear me through the speaker? And then she turns around and gives a thumbs up. Thank you very much.
I forgot about that.
Yep. Yeah. Brenda, can you hear us?
We were dealing with so many technical issues and we're like, oh, I don't want to bug a wrestler. Who's out there? Brenda, call Brenda.
That's why I'm there.
Yes, but that was key. That came in clutch. So thank you.
Oh man. Well, I'm sure we'll see you again real soon. Thanks so much, Brenda. We'll talk to you again.
All right. Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to Grand Sumo Breakdown. Until next time,
Throw your salt high
and keep moving forward.